And for more on this, we have Akshay Dongre joining us from New Delhi. Well, Akshay, with the Istanbul talks being the first direct meeting between the sides since March 2022, what all can be expected and how will the absence of both the presidents, Putin and Zelensky, impact the tone of the discussions?
Well, the talks are doomed to fail, Lipakshi. From the very beginning, we saw that there were expectations, quite high expectations, that President Putin and Zelensky will be facing, each other, will be having a face-to-face conversation. But that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Now, what we are seeing is that Russian side has clearly downplayed these talks. They have also sent a much lower level delegation that was expected. Vladimir Medinsky, the presidential aide, being part of the delegation with the deputy defense minister, not even the defense minister going there, the deputy defense minister, the head of military operations is going in this part of the delegation. However, it seems that Russia tried to rather did not want to rather engage face to face because they perhaps thought that they were not that Ukraine is not or the Ukrainian president is not in a position to have any face to face conversation with Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, that could have given him some legitimacy, and that is something it seems that Russians did not want to give, and perhaps that is the reason why Vladimir Putin cancelled at the last moment. But now with even Zelensky catching on to it, saying that he's not going to engage with a lower level delegation, and that is going to be an insult for the Ukrainian side. He is also not engaging, right. And the Americans have already clarified, as you have just mentioned, that Marco Rubio and even Donald Trump is saying that nothing is going to happen Absolutely. Till the time both Putin and Trump sit together face to face. So it seems that as far as the negotiating table is concerned, Zelensky will not find much space there because it seems that even the American side or the US government has realized that the president is directly going to engage with his Russian counterpart, and that anything lower than that when it comes to leadership for having a face-to-face conversation will not be acceptable to Russia. So it's a politics play. It's a very, very pure politics going on. Politics that has been there between Ukraine and Russia. Russia clearly rebuting, giving rebuttals as far as the Ukrainian team is concerned, the Ukrainian counterpart is concerned, which it seems Vladimir Putin doesn't treat or look him as an equal, and that perhaps is the reason why he has sent a much lower level delegation. So this local politics between Russia and Ukraine now right. transpiring at a much larger stage, which has given an idea to the world leaders as well that there is not going to be any peace between the two countries till the time bigger players are involved. And it seems that any conversation, any major conversation next on Ukraine or Ukraine peace deal will now be happening between Trump and Putin instead of Putin and Zelensky. Absolutely. So that's something that we are catching on as a moment.
Right. Akshay, also, as you mentioned, and we know US President Trump has weighed in saying no progress is possible without a direct meeting with Putin. How will this affect the dynamics of the peace talks and the broader international pressure on both the countries, the Russia and Ukraine?
Well, it seems that US has aptly made it clear when Donald Trump scolded, in a way, J.D. Vance and Donald Trump when they hit out at Ukraine. In the White House, that was unprecedented. So the American side has also been downplaying role of Zelensky as far as peace talks are concerned. And now it seems that Donald Trump has made it all about himself once again when it comes to these negotiations are concerned, stating that he can bring peace and he can have a conversation, while clearly it's a bilateral issue between two countries. But Trump sidelining, gate crashing this thing, when sidelining Zelensky is not going to help the Ukrainian side a lot as far as the negotiations are concerned. So that is a thing of concern for Ukraine. So it remains to be seen that how the countries are going to react, especially Ukraine, when it comes to the peace talks.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Akshay, for all those insights.